Let's have a quick chat about Tattooed Chef. And for this video, I actually went to the physical store of Tattooed Chef. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Mariusz Konieczny. I run Microcap Explosions, a website dedicated to microcap stocks which are ignored and underfollowed by the investment industry. I also wrote about 10 books on investing, one of which is available at microcapexplosions.com. I also created valueinvestinguniversity.com to make you a more intelligent investor. If you look at the stock price of Tattooed Chef, it reached a high of almost $30 in September of 2020, and pretty much since then it has been falling. And it's been on a free fall over the last month, as of when I'm making this video today, which is April 28th. It had a little bit of a rebound because the market in general went up a lot today. But let's have a listen. Let's take a look at my trip. I am at Martin's at the frozen food section looking for Tattooed Chef. So this is a pretty long aisle, right? Now, I had to ask for help to find Tattooed Chef, and here it is, all the way at the bottom. Okay. Here's one. And I don't even think this one is, oh yeah, it is Tattooed Chef. So we're talking about, and then this one is the Tattooed Chef. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way at the bottom. And when I asked the person to show it to me, they didn't even know that they had it. And then he was like, oh, it's here at the bottom. As you can see, I'm not sure why I hear from certain individuals on YouTube that Tattooed Chef is dominating its space. Dominating what? Dominating the bottom shelf? That's domination? When I asked the employee if he could show me Tattooed Chef's products, he didn't even know that that particular store was carrying that product. And I'm not talking about some employee that doesn't know anything. This guy clearly was a smart guy, and he didn't know. So then he was like, oh, here, on the bottom shelf. So you gotta ask yourself, do you want to own a stock like this? It doesn't surprise me that even though there might be more stores, it's not really showing up in the financials. There's barely any products. And so even though the sales are growing from 2019 to 2021, as you can see, they went from 85 million to 213 million. But the gross profit margin, this was about 15% gross profit margin. And then the gross profit margin went to 10%. And that gross profit margin is so tiny that it can't even cover the operating expenses. So they're lowering their profit margins to get into more stores. But it's almost like, think about this. If their profit margin is 10%, it's like this. The store, as you saw, the store sells it for about $6, right? So the store probably has to buy it from Tattooed Chef for $3, because they need like a 100% markup. So Tattooed Chef is selling it for $3, okay? $3, and it costs $2.70 to make it. So you sell it for $3, costs you $2.70 to make it, and you make 30 cents. Does this sound like a good business to you? And then you have to pay money to distribute it. You have to pay money to market it, because believe me, if Tattooed Chef is on the bottom shelf, nobody's gonna see it. The only people buying it is people that know about it already. So therefore, Tattooed Chef has to advertise to bring traffic to the store, right? The store is not generating the sales. And if it's already on the bottom shelf, it's not a very important product for the stores. So I wouldn't be surprised if the stores start dropping it because it's not doing them any good, right? It kind of reminds me of this. Publishing a book. This is the book that I published in 2009. And this was my first book, and I wanted to, hey, let's see if I can get it in the store. So think about it. I publish a book, and I pay a distributor to put it in the stores, and then I go to the bookstore, and it's on the bottom shelf, in the corner, and it's one book. Like, what good does it do to me? Who cares, right? Nobody's gonna see my book. I would have to spend all this money to bring people into the store to get my book. So I might as well sell it on Amazon. Forget bookstores, right? But it just kind of reminds me of this. It's the same thing. Okay, they're in the retailer locations. On the bottom shelf, nobody can see it. Nobody cares. And on top of it, their profit margins are 10%. Gross profit margin are 10%. So they're selling the product for $3 because they have to sell it wholesale, right, to the stores for $3. It costs them to make it $2.70. They make 30 cents, and then they have to spend another $1 on marketing and promotion and general and administrative. So means you saw it with your own eye. Like, I don't know what can possibly be seen in this company, even if it grows to be in more stores. Who cares? It's 10% gross profit margins. Okay, we'll get it to 15. Who cares? It's just not something that is. I don't see it. I don't see it. And you see, this is what you should do with all the companies that invest in. Like, look at their product. Go to the store. If they're selling at a store, look at their store. Look where they are at the store. Talk to the people in the store. How is it selling? Do people like it? That's your scuttlebutt. That's your due diligence. And just by going to one store, I'm looking, it's on the bottom. It's just not for me. I don't know. If you have a different opinion, let me know. But for me, I don't care what price it's trading at. It's just not something that would excite me.